my kids will have to learn 5 or 6 languages. If their mom can do 3, I'm sure they can do 6. They've got no choice, to be honest. They really have no choice. They've got to learn 6 languages, and that would be including Yoruba. Yoruba is a tribal language spoken in Nigeria. They might not need it for official purposes, but I want them to be aware of it. I think I'm ranting too much, but yeah, bye. Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all doing great. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by here, and please do go ahead by clicking on the subscribe button as well as notification bell so you get notified as to when I upload new videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you all so much for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's just really nice to know that I do have people that support what I do, and one of these days I'm surely going to come at you guys as to giving you guys a giveaway. It's going to be very, very soon, I hope, and you guys will definitely be informed as to when this giveaway is going to be. But as of right now, I'm going to be talking about me working in an all German speaking company, like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th month roughly. It's just been super amazing. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. I recorded a video some months back talking about my first month working in an all German speaking company. You guys know that I'm from England. I speak English and French, and I started learning German here in Germany just last year, and soon after I completed my language studies, should I say, I jumped straight right into this job. So of course it was super interesting knowing that I'm going to be exploring a new world of employment in the German language, and it was super amazing because they needed me for my English and my French, and from there on I was going to build up my German in the company and being able to like converse with people in 3 different languages. And it's just super amazing how a language can open, not even a language, 3 languages can open doors for you. It's just super amazing. The opportunities, the people that you're going to meet along the way, it's just really, really amazing. I did talk about it in my first video. I will leave the link somewhere up on the screen so you can go check that out before you come on here so you know what I'm talking about. But it's been about 3-4 months or so that I've been working in this German company, speaking German, French and English all at once, and it's just crazy. It's super amazing. Like I said, sometimes I do not know how I do it. It just so happens that I can speak 2 foreign languages, and English being my mother language. But I'm gonna go on to like just things I've still noticed, what I am experiencing at the moment after being with the company for 3-4 months now. I should have noted this in my first video, but it skipped my mind, and I just want to like reach out to all the boss ladies out there, the super women out there, because I realized in my department 95% of the people working in my department are women, and so it's super amazing knowing that women are taking their places in the world. We shouldn't continue thinking that it's a patriarchal society, because we know that we've got to fight for equality and everything. So it's just amazing knowing that women are taking over the workplace. There's 95% of women in my department, and it's just really nice to see that women are making decisions, taking decisions and executing them, and it's just really empowering to see that. Basically, I'm just going to say that this video is dedicated to all the boss ladies out there. The next thing I'm going to be going on to is numbers. Alright, so if you guys do not know, the way numbers are said in French or in English are entirely different to how it is said in German. So this is me trying to make sure that I'm not messing up with numbers, because when a German tells you it's 27, they're literally saying 7 first before they say the 20, so they say 720. And in my head, I'm thinking, have they just said 72? So when the German says 27, they say 27, and I'm thinking 72. Meanwhile, they mean 27. Or if they say 45, they say 45, and I'm thinking 54. I've just got to be really careful because the company I work in deals in numbers all the time, and this is me. I do not want to bring my big head and fuck up the business in space of like 3-4 months. So I've just got to be careful that when they tell me it's 87, it's actually 87. They would tell me it's 87, but I should write 78 because they mean 87 instead. So Germans say their numbers backwards. If they want to say 34, they say 34. They say the 4 first before they say 30, and it's mind-boggling. So I've just got to be really careful with my numbers so I'm not twisting my numbers around. So the second point I'm going to be raising is the fact that my photographic memory has significantly improved in ways I never thought it would, because of course I'm learning a new job in a foreign language where no one else speaks English. So every step, everything they tell me literally is broken down to steps in my mind so I do not mess things up. And it's just really amazing that I'm learning at the moment like a baby. I've got to learn things in steps, and as I work through the system, I start to figure out what they actually meant, the words that they used and everything. But at the moment, my photographic memory is really like, it's improving drastically. I get to learn through steps in my head whilst they're speaking to me, and it's sort of like really difficult for me sometimes when they're speaking with me and I'm translating everything they're saying to me in English, and I've got to write it down at the same time. So I've got like 2 languages going on at the same time, and I've got to make sure that whatever information I'm writing is in accordance to what they're telling me. So in order for me to like make sure that I am not misunderstanding what they're saying, I try as much as possible to just write everything they're saying in German. I'm actually good in writing when it comes to the German language. I write better than I speak, so everything they say to me is written out in German, and that way it still like helps my brain understand more what they're talking about. So basically, procedures that would usually be explained in words and whatnot have literally been broken down to steps in my head. This is step 1, step 2, step 3, and if it's got to get to step 100, then so be it for me. But I'm trying to make sure that whenever they're explaining things to me, I'm writing everything in German so my languages aren't conflicting with each other. Okay, the third point is that my brain is usually on overdrive every single day. I never thought this would happen to me really, because it never really happened to me when I was learning French and when I took on a job in France. But in Germany, like this past 3-4 months have just been super exhausting, and I don't mean exhausting in a physical way, I mean exhausting in the mental way, because it's just like mind-blowing how I wonder, to be honest, I actually wonder how people do it, you know. How do they learn 8-15 languages and they're cool with it and they can function? I'm just dealing with like 2 languages in the working world, and it's just super exhausting. Every time I come back home, all I just want to do is switch off, just switch. If I could switch off my brain, I would actually be happy, but it's impossible only if I die. But that's not what we're talking about. It's just crazy how it's just mentally exhausting, should I say. Every time I come home, I'm always looking forward to doing so many other things, and I can't because my brain is just piled up with so many new words I've learned. it's just on overdrive, should I say. Basically, my brain is just on overdrive compared to the average person in my workplace, even though we might be doing the same job. But I guess with time it's gonna get better. It's just like the beginning. They say in German, aller Anfang ist schwer, meaning every beginning is usually difficult, so with time it will get easier. The fact that my brain is actually on overdrive every single day is down to the fact that I'm learning a new job, and through learning this new job I'm learning the German language at the same time, and having to like translate in French or in English and speak German at the same time. So many new words I come across every single day, and my brain just gets overloaded. The next point I'm going to be touching on is the fact that I noticed in Germany that, well, in my workplace, should I say, that everyone is referred to as Frau or I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. My H is a problem, please forgive me. But it's totally different to what I know, because in England, you call everyone by their first name, or you say, can I speak to Gerald Holmes, or can I speak to Sophie Foster? But in Germany, if no one has told you, können wir uns duzen, just make sure that you're not using do for them when you're meant to be using sie. So everyone literally refers to each other by Frau or until they tell you, okay, we can actually speak to each other in an informal manner. And it's usually like that. Like with my colleagues, it's different. I can use do for them, but when you're over the phone, you've got to use Frau this, that, and it's not usually like that in England. You don't say in England, could I please speak to Mrs. Foster? It's sort of like offensive in a way for an English person, because you never know if this person is married or not. So it's just better for you to call them by their first name and mention their surname so that they know who you might be referring to. So Sophie Foster, could I speak with Sophie Foster? But in German, you say, darf ich mit Frau Foster sprechen, kind of thing. But yeah, it's just something that I noticed, and it's quite interesting until they tell you to use the informal language with them should you do that. If they do not, you don't want fire raining on your head, okay? Alright, like I mentioned before, I do get the opportunity to speak English sometimes when I am finding it difficult to express myself in German. So that there are times I hear myself speaking Denglish, and that is a combination of German and English at the same time. And my colleagues understand me, but I feel like I've got to even try harder, because of course my German vocabulary is growing every single day. And it even gets to the point that my colleagues actually tell me different idioms in German that I decide to write down so I remember it, and it's just super interesting learning like that. But I find myself speaking Denglish, which is a combination of German and English, and it's super interesting how one can create their own language and people will still understand what you're asking them or what you're saying to them. But German has got to be a language that I speak every single day fluently. But this past 3 months, I can see that I have grown tremendously. It's been super amazing. The people are still super nice, super chilled out. Should I say geduldig? Very patient, and they're just really happy to show me the way. If I've got any questions, they're always there to answer my questions. And they do notice sometimes I would rather fix the problem myself than asking them, because they told me the answer before and I don't want to have to allow them repeat it. So I would rather sort of fight with the system to a certain extent, fix the problem myself, so I know certain things that they wouldn't usually what that they wouldn't really have mentioned. So I get personal with the system rather than having to have the easy way out, asking questions and then showing me the way. But so far it's been amazing. I'm just trying as much as possible, like I mentioned before, that I do not mess up their numbers, seeing as they say their numbers backwards. If they say 27, they really mean 27, not 72. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be recording a video regarding my time working in an all German speaking company again. Maybe I will after 6 months or a year or something, but so far it's been amazing. There's been the high sides and the downsides. Does that even make sense? High sides. There's been the ups and the downs, and it's been amazing. I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to like just immerse myself completely in a company where the official language or the language of instruction is in German. It's just that most times, every day of the week, I do come home mentally exhausted, but it shouldn't be a problem. Aller Anfang ist schwer, like I mentioned before, and with time it will get easier. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, as well as clicking on the notification bell so you can get notified as to when I upload new videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you all so much. Until my next video, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. Bye!